Hiya guys, welcome back. We are returning to our Tiny Glade, and this is where we left off last time. So episode 1 we built our castle up on the hill there, we put this hill in, and last time we put in a pond, and we built this lovely little cottage and this little row of terraced housing with overhanging frontages. And that is our Tiny Glade so far. So today, what should we do? I was talking about putting in an inn, which I guess would sit somewhere over here maybe. And I was also talking about putting in a church over here. Now I think the church, I've got an idea of how to build. I've sort of built churches in Tiny Glade before, so I might find that a bit easier. I'll probably start with the church, and then we can build an inn later on, and maybe put in some other houses. We'll see how much space we've got left. So what I'm going to start off with, I'm going to do square buildings. Square buildings, please. And let's just rotate the map, because I quite like it square on, or ish at the very least. That's not quite square on, is it? Come on, that'll do. So I'm going to pop in a building, and if we come down the side, I'm going to extend it out this way, like so. I think that'll do. Click on the roof. We're going to, whoops, bring that roof down. Now, we're going to want to change the wall style, because that shouldn't be a banister around the top. Also, it shouldn't be this sort of half timber house effect either. So we'll click on our artist's palette, and let's change that to well, that for a start. Oh, that's already looking better. And then I think we want a paler stone than, so we've gone for quite a dark stone on the castle. I think we'll want a paler stone. They're not going to work. What do we think? Let's zoom in, see what we're working with here. So it's between this, which works, and this. I think I'll go with this. I think that'll do us. Now, for our church. This is going to be the main sort of section. We're going to have some lovely church windows. And we could have those big ones that I was showing you last time. We'll certainly at least have them like that, I reckon. That might be a bit much. It's a church rather than a full-on cathedral. Now I'm going to leave a space for a nice door here. Make that a nice big door. We don't want it a double, do we? Or do we? Yeah, we probably do. Okay. And then we need some more windows down here. And that's going to have to come down a little bit. Rather like so. And then one on the end here. I'll tell you what might work. I was saying about those big windows being a bit much. But what if we had a big one on the end here? We could have it set a bit lower. Like I'll try and get it in the middle, about there. And we could even put littler windows next to it. And look at that lovely warm glow. There we go. Now that window's a little bit too low, so I'm just going to shift that up a tiny bit. Whoops, too much. That'll do. Now, I think that's quite nice. On this side, we just want windows. I would love to try and get them lined up. Well, guess I could, couldn't I? We could look at the crenellations and see where we're lined up, so kind of between those two and just under the edge of that one. And then the third and third. Yeah, okay. I think we can work with that. So we're just to the right of the first and third on each side. Whoops. I'm going to angle myself up a little bit and zoom out a tiny bit. So, we got one here. Like that. One by the third. Like that, only down a bit. And then one here. Like that. One by the third. A bit wonky, aren't they? And one sort of in the middle, I guess. It's going to be about there. That is just a touch too high. That looks about right. But we don't want that. We don't want that signpost outside. Okay. This is our main part of the church building, but we're going to want, how about a church tower? So if I, whoops, I want to get it square on. Like that. That's quite nice, doesn't it? Only, of course, we don't want this roof. I also want to bring it in a bit, don't I? We'll have it like that. And like that. That looks square. No, oops! Oopsie! Yeah, we don't want that roof. What we want is make this a bit taller. When I say a bit taller, I mean quite a bit taller. What do we reckon to that? A bit taller? That looks good. That looks alright to me. And we will, of course, whoa, want a door to get in. Get in. We'll have a lovely door. That's a window. That's a door. A lovely big door like that. And then we're going to want, I guess sort of in the middle, and that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of bricks from the top. So we'll try and get that done here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. About there. Let's Must have been about there, was it? Yeah. It's going to be hard to gauge. 1, 2, 3. So it's really going to be about there. There we go. Doesn't always register my mouse clicks straight away. I have to wait until I hear it make that sound. That's the sound. Right, what I might do is actually put a roof on this bit. But I'm going to definitely change the tile colour. I think that looks better. So here we have a lovely church in our tiny glade. And just so that the doors aren't blocked, we're going to put in a bit of a path. Like that. And coming out of this door as well. Right. Like that. And that path is ultimately gonna want to tie up on front of here, so everyone can follow this road. Then we'll go up the side of the cottage here. And they'll be able to follow that road to our church. Church ain't quite finished, the building's done, sure. But we need to fence it off. We've got to make the church grounds. So what do we reckon? A wall or a fence? I'm trying to think. What I've seen outside churches is usually fences, isn't it? I would think. I don't think there's going to be a need in our tiny glade to wall it off. Got that lovely entrance there. Really nice. And this will be the church grounds, coming almost up to the base of the hill here. And around. And really up to the border of our tiny glade, isn't it, almost? Spin around here. Can't really see because of the trees. So I'll have to go for this camera angle, and we'll just bring this fence all the way down here. There we are, look at that. That's really rather lovely, isn't it? Now what I've done previously was, and I don't know if this is a bit morbid, you'll have to tell me in the comments what you think, but what I did was I did like that, and what we'll do is we'll do a few of them. Like so. And if I click on it, whoops, make them much tinier. And they look like little gravestones, sort of. And then what I do is I put just a little patch, make our marker smaller, just a little patch in front of them like this. Undo that please. Made my wall too tall. I don't know if this is working. I might want it smaller than that. And we're getting into night time as well, so I might need to wind the night forward. If you could undo that for me please. What we'll do is we've got this tool here, and we'll just wind through the night, so we'll want to see what I'm doing. We'll bring the sun back up. There we go. Let's get this back open. Let's make this as small as possible then. And I literally just want out the front. Why has that done that? I did not click on cobbles. It's done it again. We'll get there folks. It's fine. It's not fine, is it? It's not liking it at all. Let's get that circle outside of the wall. There we go. Just a little bit like that. I don't know if this is a bit... We won't dwell on this. I just sort of thought that looks a little bit like graves then. I don't know. It seemed to do the effect a bit better when I tried that previous. Anyway, little graves in our churchyard. That, I think that's going to do our church. Shall we stick a tree in there though? Have a lovely tree. Right about here maybe. Maybe we can change what kind of tree it is. Possibly not, unless we can click on it. No, well that's fine. We'll leave that. We've got a lovely little churchyard now with a tree. Might stick another tree out the back. We haven't done much in the way of plants, so you know. Oh look at that, a dead tree. Well, it'll do. Wonder if we... No. Well, we should definitely have a tree on the island here. That'd be just lovely, won't it? On the island, in the middle of our pond. Now, we did have, when we first opened this, we had that little bandstand looking thing, didn't we? I do wonder if I should put in some sort of something like that. Looking at this, we're not going to get any houses along here unless they really are teeny tiny. So, I think what I'm going to do, make the path, whoops, I think it was about there when we started. We'll make the path come round here. Not so close to the pond. If you'll undo for me. Just like that. And I think we'll do just across there as well. Make it look a bit more, I don't know, like it's actually been worn in through heavy footfall. Have a path obviously going to our castle. Now this is on the hill, so I don't think I'm going to get anything in here. I could get a sort of a memorial in here, couldn't I? We could do some sort of bandstand thing, and then I'm thinking that might take us to the end of this episode. We'll have done the church and a little memorial. Next episode we can do an inn here, so we should have this path leading off out of our tiny glade. We'll put in an inn, and we'll see what we might do with this space as well. Or maybe we'll put an inn here and have this, see if we can get some sort of little market area. I don't know. We'll have a think. Anyway, that is for future us to worry about. What I want to do is pop in a little memorial. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it. We'll have this, which we'll bring right in and turn off the roof, and I might make it a little bit taller. I'm trying to think what they actually did. Well, they certainly didn't do that. I want it sort of stood on top, rather like so. Hey, that's quite good, isn't it? Now, if I bring that out, maybe not by quite that much. And then demolish that. Hey, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. What do we reckon? That's probably good. And then bring that down, make that a bit more squat. Maybe like that. And then we can put a roof on it. I want to have a go. We put a little roof on. And can I... play around with that at all? That might be fine. Now, do we want it to be stone? Yeah, I think so. Oh no, I probably want square windows. I could put them above the pillars, couldn't I? And then that way it'll be easy to know where to put them. About there. There we are. One there. And here's the last one. Yeah. But not hanging. I don't want them hanging washing out. No way, Jose. There we go. And then that's going to be like, how do you even get into that building? Oops. I don't know if... I mean, it sort of excuse me, game. It looks a little bit like a water tower, doesn't it? Only it's got windows, so it's clearly not a water tower. But how you get in... look at that! At sunrise. Where's that coming from then? Over there. Whoa! Nope. Look at that. Sun poking its head up over our Tiny Glade. That really is lovely. Yeah, it's quite an odd building. Should we just leave it as a mystery? I think so. Right, last thing I wanted to do then. I figured we should probably fly some flags. Don't you think? I mean, the church would be flying a flag, wouldn't it? Oh. Well, I don't know about that. But also, over at our castle, we could have... Excuse me. Let me select it. There we go. Look at this. There you go. Oh, and even some bunting. I want to change the colour of that. Perhaps. Change the colour of that. No. That looks quite nice. Make that the same as the other side. And then we've got this lovely bunting. There we go. Right, that's probably going to do it for this episode. So our Tiny Glade is really coming on. We've got our castle, our row of houses, a little church, and a very peculiar building here. It's looking alright, isn't it? Guys, I'm going to call it there. We will be back next week. We'll put in an inn and have a little think about this space here as well. And then we'll age it all. And I'll tell you what I mean at the end of next episode. So guys, I will leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you again next week. Bye bye.